Double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone that rule and teach well, peace and salutations to the brothers on the four corners of this earth, pushing this world in truth and sincerity, risking their lives more now so than ever to do so. I'm Monatazak here with another short impromptu video. Alright, so this article is from biometricupdate.com. Alright, and this is just another, I can't say foresight into prophecy, but another, how to put it, another form or another piece of evidence to show a prophecy is unfolding in these current times, right? To verify or confirm that this is the time of prophecy, right? It says Italy pushes citizens to adopt CIE as SPID digital ID is phased out. The government plans to phase out public private ID systems in favor of state-controlled credentials. Right? So what I sound like? I sound like, hey, the government could be monitoring even more so, even closer. You understand? So this is to go in tandem with the digital society, the 15-minute cities that they want to get up and rolling. Right? It says Italians who hold the electric ID card CIE have been encouraged to begin activating their digital credentials on them. If they have not yet done so, before a rush for the digital ID begins, those who are yet to register for it are also being urged to get one. According to the local, now is the time to get the new digital ID, which the government intends to make the only credential for access to public and private sector services across the country, right? Public services. We're talking hospitals, clinics, police stations, all these things. This is what it's saying. You see, without these credentials, brother, without that digital ID, you're incognito. They're not dealing with you. What did Klaus Schwab say? Right? What did he say? He said, if you do conform to digital, you know what I mean, the digital ID, what will happen? You'll be left out of society. Look, the perfect example here, it has begun in where? In Italy, right? It says the government's plan to replace the SPID with the CIE was reiterated in January. SPID is an existing digital ID which is currently being used by nearly 40 million Italians to access services. Although the switch from SPID to CIE is not immediate, citizens who have not yet obtained the latter are highly encouraged to do so. Italy's Undersecretary for Innovation, Alessio Butti, what a name, is quoted as explaining that SPID will be gradually phased out in the next 2 to 3 years, a period after which the CIE will be the single government-controlled digital ID for verification and authentication. Right? So no banks, no schooling, no fucking work, because you need ID to work. Right? No, well, down here we call it NIS or national, right? I'm just put it on that pension, right? No pension because you have no fucking ID. Right? It says the transition from the SPID to the CIE also comes as Italy prepares to launch its national digital identity wallet under the EUDIW program. Lovely. This could be in the form of an update to the IT wallet, which will reportedly soon support 200 different credentials. Government authorities have stated that the CIE has cost and security advantages over SPID, which, despite being popular with over 1 billion logins annually, is considered less secure given that it is run by private entities. Italian authorities say they are also looking at ways of better managing the transition, which is faced with a number of technical challenges. Look what they're saying here. They say it more secure and more cost efficient, basically. I'll tell you, that's how they intend to bring it. They go butter it up, right? They go make it sound like, hey, this is the better way, so on and so forth, right? Yeah, but I've been saying that, dog. I've been saying that, right? If nobody ever said it, I said it. This how they're going to bring it across. They're going to make it seem like, hey, this is the better way to go, right? It says while the government hopes that many citizens will continue to register for CIE, it has introduced a measure that brings in the notion of digital proxies. A draft decree in this regard was approved last month, and authorities say the idea is to make it possible for a citizen who does not have a CIE or SPIT to access public services through a maximum of two delegated persons. I sold 24 hours. According to the move, the person delegating must be enrolled in the population registry. The decree spells out the conditions under which these digital proxies will be issued. In the meantime, it has been announced that Italy's IO app has been expanding since it was launched at scale in December last year. ISOL 24 states that about 10 million people have uploaded at least one of the required documents onto the app for real world use. About 200 documents are expected to be made available on the platform. So, yeah, so Italy jumping straight into the deep, like no holes barred. Like, hey, it's about that time, all right? It's about that time, and I've been telling you all this. That it's coming, all right? But what it's saying here is about what government, all right? Mm. It says, now the Egyptians are men and not power, and their horse is flesh and not spirit. When Yahweh shall stretch out his hand, both he that help shall fall, and he that is holpen shall fall down, and they all shall fail together. Right? So your government making you think, hey, this more secure, that more secure, etc., etc. But it will fail. Right? Trusting in this government what the motherfucker want here dependent on them. That is why they say, hey, too much private people own the current access to the current IDs or whatever the case may be. Let we do it where the government go have it in control. Because why? Who control the governments? The elites. That is obvious. That is obvious. Like, it is no rocket science in that. None. The time is here. Right? The time is here. This is undisputed prophecy being played out or ruled out, however you want to say it. All right. It says, and Habakkuk 2 and 2. 2 and 3, I'll go straight to the point. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Right? It did not tarry. And they say, start to switch over to digital ID now, but in 2 to 3 years' time, it's going to be mandatory. Right? And 2 to 1, they're looking they might do that by the end of this year. I make it mandatory by the end, they might fucking make something up and say, well, due to XYZ, 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 we need the people or the population of the country to do XYZ, XYZ, XYZ and have the ID. We know this is what the elites use. They use crises as, as a testing ground, as excuses to bring in certain things like the juice after the last emic, right? Do we know that is what they do? This is our next example of what's going to happen. You know? Just for them that who doubt in that, boy. Right? The prophecy is playing out. Right? Um, let's see if I got this precept here. I could never remember this precept for the life of me. There's one that's always escape, man. Always. I'll type it down next piece. Isaiah 55, and I will start at either 9 or 10. 10. It says, for as the rain cometh down and the snow from heaven, and returneth not thither, but water the earth and maketh it bring forth and bud, that it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. And this is what's going on. The prophecies are prospering, right? The prophecies are prosper. The prophecies, bruh, the prophecies are prospering. Yes. Matthew 24 and 6, it says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Yeah, the end is not yet, because we still at the third woe, the mark of the beast. You know what I mean? These things had happened, right? It says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. Japan had 2 earthquakes in 2 weeks, back-to-back buckets, right? I think the most recent one was a 6.1, if I'm not mistaken. Right? And they say a strong 6.1 at that. Right? So it's not like we're not seeing the signs, but yeah, what we say, all these are the beginning of sorrows, right? This is the beginning of sorrows. We seeing it, we foretelling it, we've been talking about it and preaching on it at nauseam. By now is that nauseam. Can't tell a lie. Right? Is that nauseam. So if you know, you know, and if you don't, hey, missile food. Right, so I hope the video was edifying. I hope it sparked food for thought among the Akim. Cheese, spit, and power of Yahweh, Shem, Yahshua, Shem, Kakadash. Until next time, Shalom.